10 in the Main Street at Bradenton condominium complex is only 5 years old. The city inspectors say it's in danger of collapsing. Tenants found out on Friday that they had to pack up and move out, but several say they were never told why or for how long. Luis Salazar and his partner Hugo just moved into their condo 2 months ago, and now they're packing up again in a hurry.
1 week is a very short time to find a good place to move in, so we need more time than that.
But Salazar and the rest of the tenants in all 36 units aren't going to get any more time. They were told yesterday by their landlords that they must evacuate Watermark by next week.
I brought this box from Pompano Beach to help my family here, because in this city are no more boxes, because all the people is crazy here trying to get boxes.
We need to get some boxes. We need to get a U-Haul.
And single mom Christy Call says she's going crazy trying to find a new home 2 weeks before school starts.
This was a central location to my job. I'm getting ready to go back to school. My kids are going back to school. And now, as of today, I have no idea what part of the county we're going to be living in.
Both Salazar and Call have the same landlord who notified them by email that the city was forcing them out by next Friday. And he claims Bradenton officials never fully explained why. So several tenants came to City Hall to get answers. But Bradenton City Hall doesn't have office hours Friday through Sunday. Tenants say they can't wait until Monday to find out if they need to start moving. But ABC 7 did hear from the city's public information officer, who confirms the building is condemned. The city claims the building has severe water damage, and one stairwell has been unsafe to enter for the last 30 days, and the condo is now in danger of collapsing. Tenants say they were just told the condominium was under construction.
It makes me wonder, like, how long do people really know something? Why do we just get an email on a Friday evening? Now we can't get in touch with anybody over a weekend.
I don't know what happened with this city. They are doing a short notice to the people living in here Friday, and we want everyone out in 7 days.
So aside from wrapping, packing, and hauling their belongings out the door, tenants say they're trying to find a place they can afford after already paying the condominium's August rent.
Looking around the area for some place to go. That's crazy.
In reality, if I can't find a place, we're pretty much homeless by Friday.
A construction litigation lawyer for the Main Street at Bradenton Condominium Complexes Association says the condemned status could potentially be reversed if the problems are fixed. Currently, he's pursuing an insurance claim. Condo tenants must be completely moved out by next Friday.
It's not the Who's down in Whoville this Christmas surprise has befallen, but to the Warrens of Sarasota, Joyce, and Alden.
Slightly watering the plant, and the face came around, kind of like this.
Too unique to dismiss, he called out to his wife, who knew in a pinch.
It looks like the Grinch.
It has no significance to Christians, Muslims, or Jews, but it's pretty special to fans of a book by Dr. Seuss.
Well, that's the first time we've actually noticed this kind of a face.
But in a backyard of plants, it's in an unusual place. Not in a pot where most plants should be.
With a big wire and hanging on a tree.
It grows without soil, it grows without roots, it produces no flowers, it produces no fruits.
Staghorn fern.
They stood there looking, eager to know, puzzling and puzzling. How could this be so? Mounting it with washers and nails is how it did grow.
And that's what made the eyes is the rusted nail. But that's okay, we enjoy it real well.
It's hard to discern a Grinch or a fern, but you at home can decide when we put their pictures side by side. A most peculiar view. Do you see a Grinch too?
Yes, I do.
Don't you?
For Christmas it hangs with its Grinchy gaze and sneer, but in a few months' growth, it will no longer be here.
Well, Lauren, there's a whole other world out there underneath the sea, and every once in a while we get to interact with it here on land. And while it looks unusual, the chief of the emergency management here in Sarasota County says it's actually quite natural. But since the BP oil well started gushing oil into the Gulf of Mexico, Sarasota County has investigated at least 5 false reports of tar balls here on the county beaches. Last night, Tony Damian took a walk on Siesta Key Beach from Beach Access 7 to Beach Access 10, and he realized he wasn't walking on just sand, but green and black solid globs.
And within that area, we discovered 8 of them that ranged from about 8 inches to almost 20 inches around.
He thought they were tar balls, so he immediately called 911, but was directed to the DEP's Deepwater Horizon Task Force. At 9 this morning, the U.S. Coast Guard came out to investigate.
We've been looking for what was reported, and we haven't found anything. We walked up and down the beach, and we have not seen anything.
Gone because Damien spotted them at low tide.
They were about a foot away from where the water was lapping, so they were sitting on the sand. So when the tide came back in, they're going to go back out.
But they were seen the day before by Sarasota County Emergency Management. That's because they also popped up on Crescent Beach.
We were out here yesterday and were able to confirm that they weren't tar balls. They're sea creatures called tunicates that die on the shoreline. They turn black, and some people mistake them for tar.
And their decaying smell is similar to that of diesel fuel. McCrane says he wants beachgoers to be vigilant, but know that most things washing on shore are often, more times than not, harmless and natural.
We want people to report things that are unusual, but we also want them to kind of get educated on what naturally occurs out here, so they're not calling in a response from the federal, state, and local government every time they see one of these tunicates.
McCrane says that if you do see anything suspicious out here on the shores, to not call 911. Instead, call the county response number or call DEP's Deepwater Horizon Task Force number. We have both of those on our website, mysuncoast.com.
It pulled up into our ABC7 parking lot with a car that had been stalking it for blocks.
We hadn't seen the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile in years, and we thought we'd follow it and see where they were going and stop and say hello.
Sarasota native and 2005 Riverview High School alum Tori Toppings Greenwald and teammate Attadog Adam are used to the attention their wheels get them.
That shows that people really do love it, that they take their time to follow us.
Greenwald says it's a job she relishes, pun intended.
My dean sent an email out to our college about this amazing job, if you could even call it a job, where you get to travel the country in the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile making people smile.
She beat out 2,000 applicants to be one of 12 Wienermobile drivers. In less than a year, she's traveled to 26 states.
So many places I've never been, like Baltimore I've never been, and Minneapolis, and all these places that, you know, maybe you wouldn't be afforded the luxury to go, but you get to do it while being paid to. Put it in reverse, and that comes up on the screen, so you can see we have a backup camera back there.
Operating a 27-foot hot dog does require teamwork and 40 hours of training.
I would equate it to being a large RV.
But once they finally bun out, that's when the fun begins.
People just pull up next to us and they click. Even drivers will do it. Truckers, while driving, will take photos of us with their cell phone cameras.
But the best way to catch up with a giant hot dog is to get it during its long refuel.
The next time I see a weenie, might be in 30 years, so I decided to come back around and get a picture, man. It's just amazing. I mean, who gets to see the Oscar Mayer Wiener truck?
Say cheesy weenies. Got it.
Yep.
The Wienermobile eventually made its way to the Sarasota Arts Festival in a no parking space. But paying in weenie whistles and smiles gets Greenwald far.
It's pretty awesome.
And after a few more pictures and a few more jingles, Greenwald and the Wienermobile hot dogged it out of there. At the speed limit, of course.